Have you ever felt like your wallet has a gigantic hole in it? You earn money, maybe you even got a raise this year, but at the end of the month, the account balance is staring back at you with a big fat zero. Or even worse, you have dipped into the negative on your credit card. This is not because you do not earn enough. It is because you are playing the money game without a rule book. Most people think a budget is a diet. They think it is restriction, it is boring, it is saying no to that morning latte. But what if I told you that the right system is not about restriction? It is about permission. It is the permission to spend money on what you love without a single ounce of guilt. Today, we are hosting a battle of two titans. In the left corner of the ring, the classic 50-30-20 rule. In the right corner, the old-school envelope method, which is currently blowing up on TikTok as cash stuffing. Which of these systems actually works in the year 2026, when rent eats half your paycheck and inflation makes us want to cry in the grocery store? I am not just going to tell you the theory. I am going to show you the math that can turn your chaotic spending into $1 million in your retirement account. If you watch until the very end, I will give you the hybrid strategy that I use myself and teach my wealthy clients. This is your escape plan from the rat race. Let's go. Let us be honest. The situation right now is intense. If you live in the U.S. or operate in a dollar economy, you see what is happening. The Federal Reserve is playing games with rates, a mortgage has become a luxury item, and food prices have jumped double digits over the last 3 years. Back in the 90s, you could just save 10% and be fine. Today, that is not enough. Household debt in America is breaking records, crossing over $17 trillion. People are using credit cards not for points, but to buy eggs and milk. This is a trap. And the way out does not start with finding a second job. It starts with taking control of the resources you already have. A budget is not math, it is psychology. It is the only way to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Before we break down the mechanics, understand one thing. Money is emotional. When you swipe a card or tap your phone, your brain does not register the pain of loss. This is scientifically proven. You hear a beep, and it feels like nothing. But when you hand over a $100 bill, you physically feel the wealth leaving your hands. That is exactly what these two systems are based on. One tries to automate your life so you do not have to think. The other tries to force you to feel every single expense, so you wake up. Let us look at the first contender, the 50-30-20 rule. This concept was popularized by Senator Elizabeth Warren. It sounds perfect for the modern person. The essence is simple. You take your net income after taxes, this is important, exactly what hits your bank account, and you divide it into 3 buckets. Bucket number 1, 50%. These are your needs, the things you physically cannot live or work without. Rent or mortgage, utilities, basic groceries, transport, minimum debt payments, insurance. This is your survival foundation. If your needs exceed 50% of your income, you are in the danger zone. Bucket number 2, 30%. These are your wants. This is what makes life colorful. Restaurants, Netflix subscriptions, the new iPhone, travel, hobbies, brand name clothes. This is the I want category, not the I need category. And finally, bucket number 3, 20%. This is your future. This is savings and investments. This includes contributions to your 401k, your Roth IRA, building an emergency fund, and extra payments to kill debt fast. What is the power of this system? It is flexible. It allows you to live. You do not have to track every single cup of coffee. As long as you fit within that 30% for wants, you are good. This works great for people with a stable salary who hate micromanagement, but there is a massive trap here. In modern realities, especially in big cities, rent often eats 40 or 50% of income all by itself. If you add groceries and gas, the needs category easily blows up to 70%. And what do people cut? Correct. They cut the future category. They stop investing that 20%, effectively killing their wealth. Now, let us look at the second contender, the envelope method. This is old school. This is how our grandmothers did it, and it is what is returning as the cash stuffing trend. The idea is radical. You get your paycheck, leave only enough in the bank for automatic bills like internet or electricity, and you withdraw everything else in cash. Then you take physical paper envelopes and label them: groceries, gas, entertainment, clothing, beauty, and you sort the cash. If you allocated $400 a month for groceries, you put four $100 bills in there. When you go to the store, you take cash from that envelope. And here is where the magic happens. When the envelope is empty, you stop buying. Period. No transferring from savings, no swiping the credit card. You either eat what is in the pantry or you wait until next month. This method is brutal, but it is phenomenally effective for those who struggle with discipline. It forces you to plan. If you spent all your entertainment money in the first 3 days, you are staying home for the rest of the month. It teaches your brain to value the resource. But in the 21st century, walking around with a stack of cash is dangerous and inconvenient. You miss out on credit card points, you do not build a credit score, and most importantly, your cash in the envelope is being eaten alive by inflation. It sits there as dead weight instead of working for you in a high-yield savings account. Let us do the math so you understand the price of this decision. Imagine you earn $4,000 a month net. Under the 50-30-20 rule, $2,000 goes to needs, $1,200 goes to wants, $800 goes to investments. If you invest those $800 every month into an S&P 500 ETF with an average 10% annual return, in 10 years you will not just have the $96,000 you saved, you will have approximately $163,000. And in 20 years, almost $600,000. That is the power of compound interest. But if you use the envelope method and just keep those $800 at home under the mattress, in 20 years you will only have $192,000. Inflation, which is currently hovering around 3 or 4%, will turn the purchasing power of that money into dust. You are losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential profit just because you are afraid of banks or technology. That is math you cannot argue with. So, what should you do? Which system is better? The answer might annoy you. Neither of them in their pure form is perfect for 2026. That is why I propose the professional hybrid system. Here is how it works. We take the 50-30-20 structure as a base, but we implement digital envelopes for control. Step 1. As soon as money hits your account, execute the rule, pay yourself first. Set up an automatic transfer of 20% to your investment and savings accounts. This money disappears from your view before you even think about buying new sneakers. You do not see it, you do not spend it. Step 2. Your fixed costs, rent, internet, subscriptions, must be on auto pay from your main checking account. Do not waste willpower paying utility bills manually. Step 3. And this is the key. For the wants category and variable costs like groceries, use a separate debit card or a neobank app where you can create sub-accounts or buckets. These are your digital envelopes. You transfer exactly the amount you allocated for the month. For example, $500 for food. You watch that number drop in the app. When it hits zero, the card declines. This gives you the discipline of the envelope method, but keeps the convenience of the digital world. Now, the pitfalls. Where do people break their necks? Risk number 1 is self-deception. People categorize Starbucks coffee as a need because they say I cannot wake up without it. No, my friends, a latte is a want. Be honest with yourself. Risk number 2 is ignoring the emergency fund. If you do not have a safety cushion equal to 3 to 6 months of expenses, a single car breakdown will destroy your budget and force you into debt. Your first 20% of savings must go here until the cushion is full. Only then do you invest. Risk number 3 is being too rigid. If you set your entertainment budget to $0, you will snap in 2 weeks and spend everything. A budget must breathe. Allocate at least $50 for nonsense. It will save your mental health. And one final point on lifestyle inflation. When you start earning more, and you will if you keep learning, the temptation will be to move to a better apartment and buy a nicer car. This is a trap. Try to keep your fixed expenses at the level of your old income for as long as possible, and throw the entire difference into investments. That is how people become millionaires, not by winning the lottery. Let us wrap this up. Wealth is not luck. It is boring discipline multiplied by time. The 50-30-20 rule gives you structure. The envelope method gives you discipline. The hybrid method gives you freedom and security. Do not wait for Monday. Open your banking app right now. Look at your spending from last month. How much of it was wants? How much did you invest? If the answer is 0, then today is the best day to change that. Take control into your own hands. Your future self will thank you for it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, because in the next video we will break down 3 dividend stocks that pay you even while you sleep. Invest smart. See you next time.